Hiya Stephen, really good session today. Hope you found it helpful. Just going to run through now the things we discussed from this chipping session. Firstly, mainly in terms of the setup, we need to make sure this left foot is opened out and the weight pressure now is on that left foot at setup and most certainly at impact. Now if we look at this left hand one at address, I would say your weight's probably hanging back a little bit too much on this trail foot. What you do actually do is you move to your left side, and we'll sort of see this now with your head movement as you come through. So good backswing now, going back nice on a better line, which we'll discuss a bit more in the video as we go through. But you can see now your shift to the left side. So this movement now, when you get to the golf ball, this here is kind of a perfect impact. Head now on top of the golf ball, hands in front, and the club now striking down the golf ball. And as we see, just as we can see between the arms there, the stick not hitting back on your left side. So you're using kind of the body movement, the rotation to turn the torso through and getting your body weight on that correct side on that front foot. You see with a nice little chip here now, striking the ground. Lovely shot there, chipping onto the green. The other thing to be mindful of is that you had the issue sometimes where the club would come back too far on the inside. So putting these sticks down here to kind of give you a reference point of a direction, and that sort of foam noodle here, stop that club going too far inside. Now in this case, it went back a little bit closer to that noodle than we'd ideally like. But it was a better move as we see we come back because of that slight inside path, the strike now being a little bit toey. Now what would happen is, as we said in the session, your brain would react to where it feels the club is relative to the golf ball. So if it feels a little bit too high, as in going to hit the golf ball on the top here, or the club feels too far towards you, you're going to make an inadverted move to get nearer that ball, and that usually involves the knees dropping down or the head sort of shoving out to the golf ball, which of course, as we said, isn't going to really give you a good shot. So the reason why we're mishitting it is not because of the knee drop. The knee drop or the shove into the golf ball is almost a necessity to try and make some sort of contact. So if we find ourselves doing that, we've got to make some adjustments at setup or in the takeaway. So the sensation for you was that club was almost going back in this direction on the outside, going back what we call a bit steeper, so that club can get on the back of the golf ball. We can see in this case though, it was a very, very good chip shot in terms of the result. Yes, the contact was a little bit off the toe, but I think with practice now, that club working back and forth a little bit more sort of on the outside is a feeling, and it's purely a feeling. You didn't have a single chip where your club did go outside the line. Everything was coming this way, or slightly less on the inside. As we said, the feeling for you is to follow more on this green line rather than those blue lines. So adjust that setup, get a little bit more weight onto that left side at address, keeping everything forward, keeping that head on top of the golf ball, and then maintain that position as you swing back, going back a little bit more outside, as we said, and a bit steeper. Lets that club just drop on the back of the ball, as we can see it nicely. Really good chip shot. Get that ball on the green so we can work on that impact. Once you start striking the ball more consistently, it's going to make your chipping a whole lot easier going forward. So hope that makes sense. Any questions, obviously give me a shout, and I will see you soon. Cheers, Stephen.